Let's get into something that a lot of people have questions about because we're hearing every single day of companies making people return to the workplace after working from home for the past 5 years. So there's a lot of do's and don'ts, and we want to go to the experts. Workplace culture expert Joel Zeff is going to fill us in. Good morning, Joel.
Good morning. I love that we're talking about RTO right after the traffic report where there's ice on the roads, and that this is perfect. Perfect.
I know. Sometimes it just happens that way. This is one of those days where people call the boss and say, hey, can I work from home today? But it's one of those things, though. People are, companies I know are tired of paying for these leases. They've already had an agreement for a certain amount of years, and now they have to fill those desks up.
Well, I think it depends on the industry. There are industries that are definitely requiring their team members to come back to the office, just like you mentioned, those leases, those buildings, but they want people to find ways to work together, to connect. They think they're going to be more successful. They're going to be onboarded more successfully. All that is dependent on which industry we're talking about. Some industries figured out it's better to have their team members outside the office at home. I have lots of clients, some call center clients, that they figured out they can recruit and retain employees easier by having a work from home concept. It just depends on the industry.
Yeah, I can see that. We're talking to Joel Zeff of joelzeff.com. He's an author and a workplace expert, and we're talking about returning to the office because a lot of people are being called back. So I want to go over some of the protocol that people may have forgotten since they've been at home with, their dog sitting in their lap and working with no pants on for the past few years. What's the attire situation looking like these days?
Well, I think, again, it's each industry kind of sets what that work culture is going to be and what the dress and appropriate for each industry. So it's up to them deciding that, but it's about embracing change, right? Mm-hmm. And you have the choice. You don't control the change. If your boss says you have to come back to work, you don't control that, but you control how you react to that change. And so that's really where the choice has to be. You have to react positively, supportive, helpful. You can be stressed and negative and frustrated, but what's going to be the better day? The better day is going to be react to that change and be positive, supportive, and helpful.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. No more workplace mullet, though, anymore. You can't do the business and the shirt and tie on top and the sweatpants on the bottom. You have to have some actual pants on.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend pants. That's probably, if you're deciding to get dressed for work, I would say number one, my recommendation from work expert Joel Zeff, wear pants. Number one. I think we're all in agreement.
That's going to be our headline tomorrow. Number one.
Yes, wear pants.
Wear pants to work.
I think, you just have to be open and flexible to this change.
Yeah.
And be positive and supportive and look at it as an opportunity to connect with other team members, maybe to find a mentor. That connection's important. You might have kind of gotten in a rut working at home by yourself, and that connection with other team members can help propel you as a teammate, as a leader, can mentor you, can help you in finding that success in whatever you do. Look at this as an opportunity. Maybe you want to look for a different role or responsibility. Maybe you're looking for a promotion. All this can help you by making those connections, being in the office, talking to people, and connecting with people.
Yeah, there is a lot to be said about FaceTime. And not the app, but actually, talking one-on-one to somebody, because after you've been isolated and you're working by yourself for so long, it does feel awkward. I mean, you get rusty with your social skills. That's a real thing.
I think you do. And, you have to figure out what's best for you.
Yeah.
And if return to office, if you realize, first of all, be open to, again, embrace the change, be open to it. You might discover, oh, I like this way better than working from home. And then that's where you're going to thrive. Or you might figure out, hey, you know what? This isn't working for me. There's going to be opportunities. There's going to be jobs where you can work from home, and maybe you start doing that search and looking for that opportunity that's going to fit for you.
Yeah. Getting some RTO, return to the office advice from our workplace expert, Joel Zeff. Now, let's talk about shared spaces, because there are a lot of things that they've gotten out of the habit of, talking off of speakerphone or using the last of the coffee or not replacing things. And let's just give people reminders of some of the things, if you're, working with coworkers, how we need to behave.
Well, you should treat people with respect. You don't do anything that you don't want done to you. I don't think you want the person next to you to take off their socks and start clipping their toenails, right? If you don't want that to happen to you, then you shouldn't do it. Just think about where you are and making sure that you are taking the opportunity to be positive, to be supportive, to be helpful, and don't take someone's last blueberry muffin out of the break room. You wouldn't want someone to take your blueberry muffin, right?
No, that's so true. And I'm going to
You should bring blueberry muffins. In fact, go find a bakery and bring the blueberry muffins, and everyone, you'll be a hero.
I vote blueberry muffins over toenail clippers all day, every day.
Right, and I love as far as the speaker. Don't you hate that when someone's right next to you and it's so loud? And now on the plane, everyone's watching movies with no headphones.
Yeah,
and you're like, who raised you? When did this become a thing? And so just use some common sense.
Yeah, that is distracting. If you're in line at the grocery store and you're like, oh, yeah, I have to remember to run this errand on the way home. And right then somebody's next to you and they're yelling back and forth on the phone. And then you suddenly forgot what you were thinking. And yeah, it can definitely affect people. So like you said, just be respectful. Keep other people in mind if you are returning to the office. And we'll post
pants.
Wear pants. Yes, that is rule number 1. And don't clip your toenails at work. Advice like that, you can only get it from Joel Zeff, joelzeff.com. Thank you so much for hopping on with us this morning.
I appreciate it, Sybil. Thanks for the opportunity.
All right. Talk to you next time.